Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm John, old YouTuber. It's soon 1 p.m. Let's just continue. Now it's 29, close to 30. I still have my doors open. This is nice weather outside, but I not really have money for spending. It's nice weather on the Hawaii and Caribbean and Polynesia and South America. Many nice weather, many places on the planet Earth. But you need some money to airplane tickets, hotels and transportation, foods. You cannot travel around without money. So I just travel around like on Wikipedia. I can do this. I don't have money for travel, but I can read. So I actually finish writing all this down and all the Mexico City. So actually I did finish write all that down there. From there, so I only have this White Pass and Yukon route, that's the railroad. I need to do a read list with that later. I have it here. There was a lot of good links to all kind of railroads, but not do that now because now my apartment is 30 degrees hot. So I just opened this. Actually I did open all this. I already have it open there. So I think we should read about the steamboats on the Yukon because of the gold rush, the Klondike. Yes, but maybe I should get a little bit to drink. Let's do that. So I have to remember to drink every day, no, every hour, every second hour I have something to drink. Course is 29, it's 30, and I'm soon at 60. I start to get old, man. So many older people, they forget to drink enough water because they are getting old. If you're old, if you're really old, maybe not eat, so you don't have so much appetite. You maybe forget to drink. You're forgetting to eat food and water because you are getting old and a bit weak. Your body getting weak. No, if you age 75 or more, you not eat the same way food and drink like you young man on 20 or 30. So many people that are older, they're forgetting to drink and they drink maybe a lot of coffee. That's not good to drink coffee because coffee takes your water out of your body like alcohol. Alcohol is draining your body for water. I think coffee do that, but tea, you can drink hot tea with sugar. They do that in the Middle East. They drink a lot of tea with a lot of sugar. That can give you some water, but not coffee, I think. Yes, a lot of tea with sugar. They drink a lot of that in the Middle East, like Egypt and Jordan, Iraq, Iran, I think. Yes, in North America, North Africa, not North America, North Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, all these countries there. They are drinking hot tea with sugar, and Mauritania and this kind of countries in north part of Africa. Yes, let's continue. but they did that all over the world in old days. They were using the big rivers as transport. I think they still do it many places on the earth. They do it in Russia. I think they have many long rivers in Russia. They use it to transport passengers and cargo. They have many long rivers in like Russia. Let's read.
Steamboats of the Yukon River. Steamer White Horse in Five Finger Rapids. Yukon steamboats on the Yukon River played a role in the development of Alaska and Yukon. Access to the interior of Alaska and Yukon was hindered by large mountains and distance, but the White Yukon River provided a feasible route. The first steamers on the lower Yukon River were workboats for the Collins Overland Telegraph in 1866 or 1867 with a small steamer called Wilder. The mouth of the Yukon River is far to the west at St. Michael, and a journey from Seattle or San Francisco covered some 4,000 miles, 6,400 kilometers. Contents. Early history. Gold Rush. Reorganization. List of vessels. See also. References. General references. External links. Early history. Steamer Porter Speedway on the Yukon, ca. 1895. There were a series of steamers owned by the Alaska Commercial Company, Yukon, screw propeller, of 1869, and St. Michael, stern wheel, of 1879. Slowly the north was opened up with the help of river steamers. Porter Speedway worked the river after 1892. In 1897 there were 7 steamers operating in the Yukon. By 1899 there were 30.1. Gold Rush. The discovery of gold on Rabbit Creek at Dawson City prompted a Klondike Gold Rush. Thousands of gold seekers headed north. Riverboats from the Pacific Northwest headed north to ply the route. Hundreds of boats were co-opted and others were built. 12 identical steamboats were built by Moran Brothers, hull numbers 920. Yards in Seattle, Victoria, Portland, and Vancouver all built boats. The CPR steamer service ordered more vessels, Moyie and Mintu, for instance, but they arrived too late for service on the Yukon River. Completion of the White Pass and Yukon Railroad at Bennett Lake, Yukon River, July 6, 1899. Boats were either steamed across the Gulf of Alaska and Bering Sea to enter the river mouth, or they were transported in pieces over White Pass and assembled in White Horse. The big revenue route was from White Horse several hundred miles north to Dawson. Almost 300 commercial steamboats worked the Yukon River over the years. In 1900, the White Pass and Yukon route completed its railroad line between Skagway, Alaska and White Horse, Yukon. In 1901, the company entered the steamboat business to complete the service top points on the Yukon River. Beginning in 1901, the White Pass was almost the exclusive operator on the upper Yukon River, White Horse, Dawson City. The service also included Tagish Lake and Atlin Lake, the headwaters of the Yukon River. 2. Reorganization. In 1914, White Pass took over the Northern Navigation Company, which was the biggest operator on the lower Yukon River, Dawson City, Tanana, St. Michael, and the biggest operator on the Tanana/Chena rivers, Tanana, Nana, Fairbanks. The Northern Navigation Company had been formed by earlier mergers including river divisions of the Alaska Commercial Company, the Alaska Exploration Company, the Seattle Yukon Transportation Company, the Empire Transportation Company, and the North American Transportation and Trading Company at its zenith, 1914-1921. White Pass served over 2,000 miles, 3,200 kilometers, of rivers and lakes by boat and a near monopoly on public transportation in the region. Throughout its reign over the Yukon River and tributaries, the White Pass obtained 88 steamboats, some new, most from companies it took over. It inherited most of the boats of the former major operators on the Yukon River. Steamer Hannah on Yukon River, at Eagle, Alaska, circa 1900. White Pass boats which operated on the upper Yukon River generally were registered in Canada and were operated by a subsidiary known as the British Yukon Navigation Company. White Pass boats which operated on the lower Yukon River generally were registered in the US and were operated by a subsidiary known as the American Yukon Navigation Company beginning in 1922. Most of the White Pass business on the lower Yukon River and on the Tanana/Chena rivers was eliminated by competition from the Alaskan Engineering Commission or U.S. Government Railroad, which was reorganized as the Alaska Railroad in 1923. After the U.S. Government Railroad reached Tanana in 1922, the White Pass cut back service on the lower Yukon to between Dawson City and Tanana only, and on the Tanana River to between Tanana and Tanana only. The Alaska Railroad operated commercial boats on the Tanana River and on the lower Yukon River from the 1923 reorganization until the end of 1953. On the Tanana River, the AR operated between Tanana and Tanana. On the lower Yukon River, the AR operated between Tanana and Marshall, Alaska. The Alaska Railroad discontinued river passenger service at the end of the 1949 season. Connecting passenger service between Marshall and St. Michael was provided by the Northern Commercial Company, from 1923 to 1949, using the 45-foot 16 gross ton gasoline-powered screw propeller vessel or Gullate, USA #214487. The Alaska Railroad ended its river freight operation and leased all of its river equipment to the Utah Barge Line beginning in 1954. The AR sold its remaining river equipment to the Utah Barge Line in 1980. The White Pass discontinued regular service on the lower Yukon River and Tanana River at the end of the 1941 season. The White Pass was put out of the river business altogether by competition from the North Klondike Highway, Whitehorse Dawson City, and the Ackling Road, which were completed in the early 1950s. Only one former White Pass boat remains operational, the diesel-powered Yukon Rose. One or more is being considered for restoration, the gasoline-powered Loon.SS Klondike. 2008. The last steamboat in regular service on the lower Yukon River was the Nana, in 1954. The last steamboat in regular service on the upper Yukon River was Klondike 2, which made her last run on the 4th of July, 1955. The last commercial steamboat to operate under its own power on the Yukon River was the Keenaw from Whitehorse to Dawson City on the 26th of August, 1960. It was an equipment run to move the boat for purposes of putting it on display at Dawson City. Keenaw, the second Klondike, and Mnasia Vivas Museums. List of vessels. List of steamboats on the Yukon River. See also SS Klondike. Moyie, sternwheeler. References.
Yes, that was Steamboats. Last edit, 3rd April. Yes, but there was mentioned some Rabbit Creek at Dawson City that find gold there. I think I'd like to read that.
Steamboats of the Yukon River.
Let's find it. But I never get finished because if I read the PDF and then I open 10 more. But there was mention Rabbit Creek there. Downtown City, Rabbit Creek, okay, they have a new name, the Rabbit Creek, Bonanza Creek, but we can use both names. This is where the finds of gold. We could do that, but that would be very short one. Downtown City. They find gold there. So let's do that, but let's need to write this down. Now it's 3 p.m. Steamboats of the Yukon River. Yes, but I'm out of notepapers. I don't need to record that. Yes, I will upload this and read this Rabbit Creek. That would be a short video. Yes, 30 degrees and sun is shining.